So one other thing I wanted to say as part of this expression and experience of life today is to actually reach out and say sorry and apologize to people who you've hurt in any way, everybody, in any way. It's another thing I want to do as part of my life, of like connecting and smiling and loving and seeing people and looking at them and actually like just caring for them with my energy and heart and body language is to give also people more presence, generally speaking. Just something, even a gesture, but also a physical presence potentially sometimes, depending on who they are, okay? Not like all these random strangers, I'm not that rich. But where I can. But another thing I want to do is say sorry when I do anything. Like today, this is what, for a few minutes ago, I was cycling and I almost went out of the cycle lane, just a smidgen, and I was thinking, jeepers, I don't want to like risk another car coming from behind me, but there was no traffic, okay? But I was just thinking, if there was, like, I want to like say sorry, you know, like I don't want to encroach or incriminate on the boundary they have regarding fear and worry. So like I don't like stress or make anyone feel fearful or worried or like afraid or scared or pressured. I want to like deeply care for people's emotions. And this was like deep in my heart today. More, I'm growing in this. I want to like deep, serious, hardcore, extreme care, attentiveness and consideration and love for people's emotional experience, physical experience, mental, emotional, physical experience. Because at the end of the day, I want to treat people like I want to be loved. I want people to treat me with the highest loving kindness, tenderness, and I want to give that first. So I want to say sorry. Ask for forgiveness. Please forgive me. And don't start saying I did this because, or I'm sorry, but you said you did this first. Just say sorry, everyone. If you want to like say sorry to people, say sorry. Say sorry. Please forgive me. I ask you for your forgiveness. And if it's a big enough thing, how can I make it up to you? How can I make things right? I have a deep desire, a serious desire to be different. I have a real wish to change and to be a better person, to make up for what I did. How can I make up? How can I make things better? You can also sometimes ask people like, how can I make your life happier? How can I make your life easier? Other pivotal questions in life are like, potentially, how are you feeling? What do you need? And how can I fulfill your needs better? Man, relationships and life is a deep and intense experience. Saying sorry and making up and making amends is essential and important for the healing of other people and ourselves, and in letting go for everybody to heal our hearts and to go forward as well, everyone, to make reconciliation, even if it's like a potential relationship strain or a breakup, to maybe possibly rekindle things, or even just to heal it and go forward as like individual friends or people. This is lovely here. Lovely sea breeze, fresh air. It's also essential to own up to your mistakes and to take responsibility. Be accountable for your behaviours and actions and your inactions as well, what you failed to do. So you have to admit it and own up to it. And people will respect this. You have to be shown, you have to acknowledge that you've made mistakes. People need to hear this so then they can know you can actually move forward. It's not about like judging you. It's not about beating you up or beating another person up or beating another person up or down. It's about acknowledgement so we can go forward as a different and better person. So saying stuff like, I admit and acknowledge my mistakes. And it's actually very good also to say specifically, for the purpose of allowing this pain to rise and to cry and to hurt and to feel to feel the hurt and anguish in your heart for your mistakes, because you care, and it shows you care for other people. It shows you're becoming aware, and you are aware of the effects of how your behavior or not behavior, what you fail to do, affects other people. This allows deep healing when we can truly look at someone, or even not even look at them almost, but just to say and to acknowledge and to let out all that energy. Be specific. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. When I did this to you, when I failed to meet your needs, when I didn't realize you were hurting, when you came home and I didn't even look at you, I ignored you, when you said hi and I was cold to you, I'm so sorry. In your deepest pain and hurt, I was not there to support you or to meet your needs, to feel loved, cared for, safe, nurtured, secure, loved. When you were in your deepest pain, when you were suffering, when you were taking these drugs, when you were drinking, when you were doing these other unhealthy things with other people, when you were being hurt or abused, and I just stood there and I did nothing, when I did not know how to help you, when I seemed like I didn't care, when I let you walk out the door and I acted like I didn't care, when I didn't make you feel loved and appreciated, when I didn't make you feel valued or precious or special to me, when you were crying and alone and in your deepest pain, I failed to do this. I failed to do that. I am so sorry. I ask you to please forgive me. And crying and tears can happen at this time, and this is important. We must ask for forgiveness. And don't say but you were doing this, but you just, when we usually offer our apology and ask for forgiveness and say, I was wrong, even if it wasn't like morally wrong. Like, for example, there's a story of a guy who's brilliant. He's written the book on the 5 love languages, which I totally recommend, and I'm going to keep a video either here or down below, 1 or 2 videos which are brilliantly sensational about this guy. Life-changing for me. He was telling a story how his wife spent like a week or 2 looking for fabric for his chair that he sits in every morning, that he puts on his shoes and gets ready for work and his day as a marriage counsellor, and maybe as like working in the church. She was like, oh, like he came down and he was doing it. He sat in his chair and she'd stitched all this new fabric on his seat. And she was like, do you like the new chair? Do you like what I did with it? And he was like, well, honey, or like, it's okay, you know, but I prefer the other one. I prefer the way it used to be. And she burst into tears. You don't know what I did for that. I spent 2 weeks getting this ready and I put so much work into it. I thought you would have liked it. So anyway, he describes this as being wrong in his response, in the fact that he hurt the relationship. He hurt her feelings, and it's not morally wrong. He was just being honest. It's not like a wrong, ethically, morally thing he did, but it was wrong in the sense that it was a mistake, that he hurt the relationship. Really, he admits he should have been more careful and considered in how he replied, and he could have potentially asked her questions like, how long has she been doing this for, or like, has she been thinking about this lovingly for some time, and this type of thing, to inquire about her and where she's coming from. So it's guys, like, I don't know why it is, but if you want to like hurt a relationship or hurt yourself, you have to start believing you're wrong or bad. That's how you hurt yourself and get depressed and have a low self-esteem, or think you're worthless or invaluable. You're not a wrong or bad person, okay? Nobody is. We just act out of pain and trauma that's unhealed and unresolved. People and ourselves are all like messed up to a different degree, everybody. We have to have love and compassion and understanding on each other. Understanding and empathy will bring love, peace and compassion, okay, everybody? And secondly, if you want to damage or hurt or break up a relationship, you have to then start insinuating or bluntly judging people and telling them they're wrong or bad. And that is destructive. So don't do that if you want to have a happy, harmonious, connected relationship. So my recommendation my recommendation is to be extremely careful and mindful of how you express yourself in body language and word and tone of voice. Be careful that it's not in an energy or an outward projection where you're basically putting somebody down and judging them to be a bad or a wrong person. That's very, 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 very destructive and disconnective and hurtful to somebody. So be careful, everybody. If somebody does something, there's a different way to go about it, okay? And I'll talk about that in other videos, okay, everyone? So stick around, stay tuned, and subscribe to my channel if you want more of this type of thing, as well as holistic and natural treatments for anything like physical things like rashes and food poisoning and like better hair, better skin, and all sorts of healthy stuff. Like fixing your body from all sorts of sickness, disease, tiredness, exhaustion, and trouble. Okay. So that's it. Love you.